Hello, this is Greg Allison, Green Greg. It's coming to you about 10:40 on the 10th of January 2021. Now, if YouTube is going to treat this video like my last one and spend, umpteen up hours processing, it'll be sometime tomorrow before I get uploaded. They really delayed my last video very significantly. I actually finished it at 9 yesterday. It was about 12 hours later before I got it up. They wanted to go through and check it. So anyway, all that aside, guys, there's a lot going on, a lot going down. And here's the thing. The claims that are out there right now in social media, and Facebook and other places that are swirling around are all over the map. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. Some are true, some are possible, and some, no, they're off base. And we're going to hit those things. We're going to talk about those things. So we're going to talk about the standing, where we know things stand right now in certain regards. And we're going to talk about some of the things that are possible, but we're going to talk about what it means to you and some warnings that you need to heed. That's how we're going to wrap this video up. One thing I'll give you an upfront warning right off, because some of you people will just click on here and click off after a minute. So I'm going to might save you from a lot of worry. I might save your, I'm going to tell you something you need to know. There's some video and other things going around in social media that shows pictures or video of President Trump being arrested. If you click on that, it's got a virus in it that will take over your computer. There, I gave you a big warning, big tip. Just say that for the end. But I'm trying to be nice to you guys, even though some of you don't want to stay on here but for a minute. So there you go. There's your first helpful tip. Hint. Excuse me. Now, all that said, there is a lot you need to be aware of. There's a lot we're going to have to get ready for. We may have power grid outages. We may have lockdowns. There's so much coming. There's so many things that could happen. All I can tell you right now, without going into it, is that you need to get ready. You get ready for yourself, your family. And one of the things that you really ought to consider is getting you some long-term food storage. And I got a special for that. And especially right now, $70 off, you get 2 of these buckets. And this brings you, again, 4 weeks food supply that lasts 25 years for one person. 4 weeks for one person, 25 years, 2,000 calories a day, breakfast and lunch and dinner. $70 off. It's a great deal. With this deal, you'll be a winner. It's less than like $8.10, 11 cents a day. I mean, it's like going to a fast food place one time in a day. And then you don't get that much to eat, right? That price. So there you go. It's a good deal. And you can also get all kind of other prepping supplies there. Again, prepwithgreg.com. That's where you go for that deal. Prepwithgreg.com. So let's do some sharing here. I want to show you some things. We're going to go into Google. We're going to talk about standing first off. This is something we know. This is something that we can prove is a fact. Okay, there's some things we can verify, and this is one of them. I've done some work trying to verify things. That's why I'm so late on this video. Is I spent a lot of day sorting through all the different claims and trying to verify some of this stuff. Okay, what we know is, there was the vote on the objection to certain electors in the Senate. And what we see from here, we know where people stand now. So the thing that we do know is the masks are off. I don't mean the bug mask. I mean the mask of where people stand on the left or the right in this country. The masks are off. We know absolutely where people stand. And all these nays here are people who voted against that. Only 7 senators voted yay. Hawley, Hyde, Loomis, Marshall, Scott, and Tuberville. The rest of these senators, I would say, love the deep state. I'm going to further elucidate something. This really ain't about Trump. A lot of people think it is. Some people say, I was all a Trump person out. If Trump were to vanish from Earth today, if the space aliens came and whisked him away, I'm being, I'm being ridiculous, but I'm doing it for a purpose, just to make the point. If they came and whisked him away, you know, everything wouldn't go back to normal. That's what some people think. No, no. Trump was elected because people were tired of the deep state. People are sick of the deep state. And he's the only politician that had a lot of problems and gravitas who seemed to be willing and anxious to do something about it. With or without him, the people who elected him have got the same sentiment. It's not about racism. It's not about supremacy. The left likes to put it in those characters and those frames so that they can downplay it. It's not that. It's deep state. It's the Great Reset. It's this whole idea that you want to be able to, that you should give up every darn thing you own and all your privacy and be happy with it. That is their proposition with the Great Reset. It was in their videos. That's the first thing it led out with. Oh, I own nothing. I have no privacy, and I've never been happier in my life. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, like I said in the previous video, all they want to do is knock out the ladders so nobody else can get to the top. So they'll have the uber elite, and everybody else will be peasants. That's the kind of system they're trying to set up. And once they really get it set up, the peasants will be expendable because they want to have automation. The real goal is population control. So they're luring all these people in with the idea that they're going to get money, get this. And yeah, they'll give them money at first. Yeah, at first, but then it won't be worth nothing eventually. And then these people be counted as useless eaters and going to get rid of them. Okay, I'll let off for that. So I'm just letting you know what this really boils down to. It's deep state. It's not even Republican versus Democrat. I'm going to tell you something. Everyone there's Republicans on this list, deep state. Either that or they've been heavily compromised. Or they've been, yeah, I'm surprised Rand Paul is in this list up here. Rand Paul is not in the list here. So Rand Paul, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Deep state. That disappointed me. Either that or something. I don't know how he wound up in this list up here, but Rand Paul's up here. So, yeah. I've been a big Ron Paul supporter, and I'm the libertarian ilk, so that really disappoints me. It's not about Republican. It's not about Democrat. It's about deep state. All right, that said, we also know where a lot of companies are standing now. Oh yeah, there was that food deal. Gee. So go to Preparedness.com. You get a discount there. So look at this. Google, Microsoft, Verizon. On the what? Inauguration campaign donor list, really? Well, we know where they stand. Mask her off. Let me kill a few of these pages I go through so my computer memory won't be so slammed. Excuse me. My memory's slammed. It's so hard right now that it takes memory to shut stuff down. In fact, I'm going to shut this one down too. Give me a second. Sorry, guys, to do that, but this computer I'm running on, it's got where it don't have any RAM in it. It just takes forever to handle just a few windows open. So Mark Rubio is saying the left is using the Capitol riot as an opportunity to destroy the right. Now he got slammed for having said that. Well, you got AOC going out and some of these other people going out and claiming they need to go after all the Trump supporters, and they define Trump supporters as anybody that gave to the campaign or put a Trump sign in their yard, and claim that they're all complicit with insurrection. Excuse me. And what they call the insurrection is the people walking through the halls of the Capitol building. Okay. Of course, she also said that half the Congress, they came close to half the Congress getting wiped out. I mean, killed. Really? No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. That sounds very sensationalistic, very much over the top to me. Now, there might have been 2 or 3 people in that crowd that might have liked to have done that, but I don't think the rest of the crowd would have allowed that at all. But they did want to get in there. They want to be seen. They want to make themselves known. They want to get their objections across. And they were let in, for Pete's sake. So I've still got that open. Anyway, talking about social media, as we know, to further drive the point home, all this stuff to close down as I go. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm losing it. Hang on, guys. My memory is so slammed from having just a few windows open that it's really killing me here. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to just talk while it processes. So, things that you need to know are this. There is talk that Trump has signed the Insurrection Act. And that could be. He may well have done it. If he has signed that what that translates to is an act that goes back to 1807, first used by Thomas Jefferson. And it was to allow a provision so that federal forces could be used inside the U.S. for certain limited things. It's an exclusion of the Posse Comitatus Act, which comes from 1887, I believe. So it has a special exemption from that. Posse Comitatus Act says you can't use federal forces for police forces outside the United States, but the Insurrection Act is a way to do that, either federalized National Guard or military forces, federal military forces. And there are certain specific uses that they can be used for, and one of them, of course, is insurrection, for which the act is named. So what that does is it enables him to use troops for special ops in the United States, if that's the case. Some people say we're about to go into martial law. And some people say this is all over voting claims. Now, there are also those, and I just heard a talking head on the local, on one of the national shows, saying that anyone who even claims that the vote was anything other than, what the mainstream music about, is complicit in the insurrection. Wow. Now, that's a big leap. That's a big jump, especially when there's thousands and thousands of signed affidavits from people that were at the voter polls. Oh, wait, I'm not going all into that. This platform won't allow me. So I'm not going there. But guys, see, it's these kind of claims where people are accusing each other that tells me that these speeches made by Biden and some of the others when they first started, oh, we're going to try to heal the country and get everybody together while we're beating the other side in the head. They didn't say that part. But apparently, that was the unsaid piece of the sentence they didn't say. So, yeah, they're certainly not driving toward peace or unity. And these things, they concern me. And that's why you better get ready. You better prepare. We'll talk about more about that in a minute. Oh, dadgummit, I closed one page to try to get another, and then 2 or 3 other pages shut down. One of the ones I wanted to show you shut down. I was just trying to show you the closing one I just wanted to show you. Oh, well, so much for that. Yeah, I was wanting to show you some of the I can talk about it, though. I don't have to show it. Everybody knows it. Google, Apple, and Amazon. Google, Apple, and Amazon have all banned, essentially, Parler and some other conservative social media. And essentially, you can't go and go into their Play stores and set it up on your phones. Oh, yeah, I'm told also that, shoot, what's the company I got my service with? Yeah, I hear they're on that too. So that is something that just speaks volumes about how they're trying to control the narrative. I mean, to me, this smacks of the Stasi. It smacks of Nazism. But here's a little thing somebody sent me of what they thought was acceptable social platforms to go to. Just kind of scroll up. Alternatives, something to think about. But Rumble was listed as one for YouTube, but one of the creators said he got banned on Rumble just the same as he did on YouTube. So I don't know if that's any better in that regard. So yeah, I was wanting to show a couple of articles on that, and apparently they got shut down. I was trying to shut down. Just wanted to get memory ringing here. All right, so let's go on to this show that I'm showing you here, and I'm going to come back to what you need to do personally with what's coming at us. Yeah, there's some things you need to be taking to heart real fast. So BLM activists inside Capitol said he was documenting riots. Oh, yeah. So there was a BLM activist in the Capitol. And here he is, John Sullivan. He had been arrested at previous events. But he said, oh, I was just there to document. Of course, he had previously said burn it all down. Fox News is one of the big memory hobs. So let's kill it out because it won't show these googly ads. If I kill that out, maybe it'll give me more memory here. So, yeah, sorry for being so clunky tonight with this. Here we go. Hang on. This one should close faster since I got some of this stuff down. Yeah, this computer has got tons of hard drive. It don't have RAM. I got other computers here that don't have any hard drive. They got tons of RAM. I can open a zillion windows at once. There's no problem. But if I put 2 or 3 movies in those hard drives, they choke. And I discovered I can't even get them off the hard drive. There we go. Here we go. Let's talk this stuff now. I showed you one of these videos earlier. Oh, yeah, this one even one. Oh, it closed 2 again. Jeez, actually closed 1 as well. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, well, this is one of those platforms it mentioned closed, getting rid of Google. I'm using just as I use YouTube. Look at this stuff. Yeah, I was going to show you another article with some videos, and it closed the one I was wanting to show you. Anyway, close the one I was trying to close. So I won't close nothing else here because it's taking 2 at a time. Yeah, the operative thing here is that we do have, and we can confirm, there are reports that we have National Guard on the ground in D.C. They're there. In fact, what we know is the Capitol building, and I guess the White House too, have National Guard troops in Pennsylvania, Maryland, New York, and Virginia, and augment and help those from D.C. So there's several states that have National Guard units on the ground in D.C. So that's a fact. So I said there's some things we can confirm and some we can't. Now there's a couple things that were out there. For example, there was a power outage in Pakistan. Now that's a fact. It was a big power outage. Now there are some YouTube channels come on and say, well, that power outage was to prevent a sale of GE to a Chinese company. Well, I don't know about that. And they claim that the Space Force shut down Pakistan power grid. And if you go I had an article on Pakistan power grid, it got shut down too. Yeah, I'm shutting down a few little tabs here so I can show you stuff, and they go back and forth, and it's slowing me down, and it's not doing that. It's closing 2 or 3 at a time. Sorry about that, guys. So who owns General Electric? Of course, I don't take all the fact checkers on here at face value, because we know that's, especially in Facebook, that's fact checker says it's false. It's probably true. That's how I read the fact checkers on Facebook. The opposite of whatever they say. In this case, and Scopes, same way with Scopes. This one I believe is probably pretty spot on. Who owns General Electric? And here it comes in, talks about the top shareholders, the founders, and the top shareholders are down here. I looked this over, such as T. Rowe Price Associates, Vanguard Group, the BlackRock Fund Foundations, SSGA Funds Management, Incorporated Fidelity Management and Research Corporation, Hotchkins and Wiley Capital Management, Eagle Capital Management, Geode Capital Management. So these are not Chinese companies. So I would say the probability of that story of selling GE, which this is out on some of the major channels are out talking this. Some big YouTube channels are out talking this, and I'm thinking, they're not doing the research because they're taking a meme that's circulated on Facebook at face value. And I really got to wonder if some of these memes are created, because some of them are very sophisticated. This is happening, that's happening, this is going down, and it's got all these details, and and I got to really wonder if some of those are set up just to disparage the community, if they're like something that's to distract us or make us look stupid or get us looking the wrong way to distract us. You know, if we buy into these things and, you know, we're following it and then it don't happen. Well, so you're not doing us any credit if you're grabbing every little meme that comes out on Facebook and running with it and saying it's true. We don't know that. We need to do a little more verification. That may sound true. You may want it to be true, but it doesn't mean that it is true. So we need to verify some things, just so that we don't run around making a lot of noise and looking stupid when some of these things don't come to pass, like some of the QAnon actions, which I still have a hard time swallowing. So I'm not going to close anything else down. It's taking 2 or 3 at a time. Another one was regards to blackout in the Vatican. Somebody said we had a blackout in Germany. Maybe we did. There was a blackout, though, in Pakistan. That's true. But what was the reasons? Now, the articles blaming on their generation equipment. Now, I don't know if that's true. Maybe there was a covert action there. But, you know, hey, this guy here says, hey, I live right next to the Vatican, and it's not blacked out. So, he had a night video or something showing there. He said, oh, all the lights are on. So, showing the lit up billboards, I guess. He's saying Vatican is in business. See, a lot of people said that the Pope got arrested. All the lights went out, the Pope got arrested. And then they're saying, well, there may be images of the Pope, but it's all CGI. If you come in here with this gravitas, they're going to show live video of the Pope. There is a financial crisis going on there in the Vatican, and there he is walking around. Apparently, that's like last day or two. They're having a financial crisis where basically what they did is they did some overvalued investments in property up in, I believe it's England, and paying $333 million for something that was worth maybe $100 million or less. Yeah, I said dollars, well, it's euros too in here. So anyway, so they got some big financial crisis going on with the Vatican. Made some corrupt deals with donor money that weren't supposed to do anyway, and overbloated so-called investment, which really wasn't an investment. They were really paying somebody off probably. So they got caught on that. So I don't know. You know, so there's also the claims. Let me just stop sharing. I'll just talk. There we go. That stuff was bugging me. Sometimes that works. Maybe I just need to quit doing that. You know, I didn't do it for a long time. Try to stay out of going through websites, but it gives you a visual when it works, other than just me talking. I can do that too, and that's what I'm gonna do from here out. We're just gonna talk about some of these things. There was the allegations that all this stuff was controlled by the Vatican. All these things that had to do with the tabulations of certain things that people did here to trying not to use the language that the platform hates. You know, where you do for a candidate, you know what I mean? Some people claim that was all controlled by the Vatican, and they were shut down for that after had been arrest made over that. I did see what was alleged to be a signed affidavit from somebody who said allegedly in Italy that I'm the guy, I did it, I controlled it, I'm confessing, this is it, I did it. Yeah, it happened, I did it, I confess. Now that's true, that's a bombshell. That's a huge bombshell, that's right. That'll unravel everything. If true. I'm not saying it's true, I don't know. Because I've seen so much stuff that's been manufactured. There's a document. Well, why would a signed affidavit for a case like that in Italy be written in English? I don't know. Is it really him? Did he sign it? Is it, you know, I don't know. That's one of the unknowns. So to me, two of the unknowns are the Insurrection Act being signed and all that stuff. That's unknown to me. I'll tell you what I don't think was true is this thing with Pakistan. So I've already shown you that. So there's some things out there going around that just flat aren't true. And some of them you can't really verify yet. So don't be running around if you can't verify it. So this is it. This is true. So this is interesting. I wonder if this is true. You know, you might say that kind of stuff, but don't say, yeah, look what they did. You know, you don't know that because there's so much misinformation circulating around. So we got to get to the ground on these things. We do know that we are in a huge civil strife. You might say that the Civil War has already started. Just how far will it go is the question. Will it really get kinetic, or more so than what it is already? You could say it really goes back way before all this stuff. You know, all this stuff going on in the summer, it's really part of it. And back further than that, we've been having a cold Civil War all year. All the entire administration of the current president, we've been enrolled in a cold Civil War and a Cold War. Now it's starting to warm up. There's been some skirmishes, and that would be the protest from each side. Could be counted as skirmishes in the Civil War. It's kind of like the war between the states that occurred back in the 1860s. It really started in skirmishes between Kansas, the settlers and farmers in Kansas and Missouri. Well before the war started between the North and the South, and it was really, you know, a subset of the same fight. So these things happen. And again, I'm not here advocating anything like that. I don't advocate violence. I don't advocate any kind of thing that would break the law. I wouldn't do that. I'm just trying to bring you information. So I'm trying to put it in perspective. I've always told you that the Civil War is the ugliest thing you can imagine. You don't want to go there. Of course, I've always asserted too that you got to maintain your freedoms. So you interpret that however you want to, but you know, two wrongs don't make a right. So keep that in mind. But we're living in difficult times. We want to make a lot of difficult choices. We are being divided. Do you want to be divided or not? You're being divided. And you're being tabulated to be one way or the other, whether you want to be or not. That's the sad thing. And they polarize this country, and they're forcing the polarization of it, and they want to go around and take actions on a lot of that, or so it seems. So it seems. How far will they go? I don't know. Of course, it's, you know, both sides are out there with a lot of tension. So I have done videos talking about what a civil war would look like, how it would go down. And I'm not going to talk about that further in this video. So all I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give you some specific suggestions, some get readies. It's quite probable that our power grid could go down over all this, or communications could go down in all these scuffles. It might even not be a domestic source that causes it, because we're ripe right now, you know, for foreign powers to intervene and take advantage of us while we're weak, while we're distracted, to advance their own agendas. So we're vulnerable from that standpoint. A lot of people don't realize just how vulnerable we are in that category, especially when, you know, you got a president who's basically apparently in exile right now, and you got Congress trying to limit his powers immediately, and they're pushing an impeachment of a president who may only have 9 days left to serve. Wow. Of course, that may justify, you know, all the other claims out there that, you know, why would they do something like that? What are they trying to hide? There's talk saying Pelosi's laptop was taken, or so-called white hats that ran around and got that, and some other laptops, and it has a lot of data, and it's about to spill things, and they're scared about that. I don't know. Don't know. I do know I've seen pictures from Joe, from not Joe, the son of Joe's device that looks a lot like this, one of these. They're absolutely horrendously disgusting. So I'm not going to elaborate on that. All I'm going to tell you is this. What I'm doing this for is to tell you, you got to get ready. Immediately, what's the first thing you need to do right now? Make sure your gas tanks are topped off. Your gas is full. All your vehicles. If power goes down, you're not going to be getting gas. There's talk that it might be down for a month. So the other thing that I hear odd is, oh yeah, the grid's going to be down a month, but you need to have 2 weeks worth of food supply. I've heard it at several other channels. Really? This is going to be down a month, but you only need 2 weeks of supply. Okay, guys, can you add? You know, it don't take a rocket scientist. Oh yeah, I think I know something about being a rocket scientist. have at least a month of long-term food storage. Have at least a month. I would say right now, go to a big box store and get some things. Go to your grocery store and pack up, especially to have some stuff for the next week or two. Get the things you eat the most, especially for the next week or two. The long-term storage food, this is good for a long time. This is good for 25 years. I'd say get some of this too. But you better get something right now just to hold you over immediately, because it may go down tomorrow. And you need something you get your hands on real fast. So do that too. Go to your local grocery store and try to buy again local as much as you can. And you know, we're working against the deep state, the big international corporations. Buy local as much as you can. Use the smaller companies as much as you can. That's how you should vote with your dollar. And as I said, get the food, get the gas, make sure you get water, make sure you got enough medicine, medical stuff. Everything you're going to need should suddenly you have to stay in your house. Think about this. Ask this question. If I got to stay in my house for a month, what do I need? You might be able to get out some. That's why you need to get the gas. Get some gas cans if you can. Put some extra gas in them. Make sure you can store it in a nice, safe place, though. If you got a generator, you may want to have it up and running, because we are in the wintertime. Having no power in the wintertime can be very problematic. So, my friends, and lastly, pray. Just pray. Pray your stuff don't come fast. Pray that somehow we break through all this and peace breaks out, and we have both peace and our rights. That's what I would hope. That, you know, somehow things can turn around. In the end, we preserve this, and our peace and our freedom. But we were warned that to keep our freedoms, we would have to refresh the tree of liberty with the blood of patriots on a fairly regular basis. I came from Thomas Jefferson. So, yeah, you know, nothing's truly free. Freedom isn't free. You know, so we can always hope for the best, though. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. And that's what I want you to tell me. So I know you watch this far. Just say, Greg, I will hope and pray for the best and prepare for the worst. Well, that said, everyone, there's not much more to say in this video. So I'm going to say thank you for watching.